Well, top of the morning to you, everybody. So far it's been a lovely morning. I hope it has been for you as well. Now we're continuing on this series that I'm currently doing of old radio equipment, whether it's old radio equipment or just old radios. It'll still be something in this series. It was supposed to be started off as just your ordinary CB radios, and then I kind of moved on to VHF, and now I'm doing receivers. So let's have a look at this Venturer. Now this is a lovely, quite a nice example. I think it's had quite a lot of use actually before I had it, before I got hold of it, because around the volume knob there's quite a bit of wearage, and also on here that's supposed to say AFC on and off, radio, and PA for public address, because you can actually plug in a microphone in there and it will come out this speaker, so you can put that over there somewhere like that, and then you can get your microphone and walk around, and as long as your lead's long enough it will come out of this speaker. Use it as like a loudspeaker, and power on and off, that's worn away as well. So yeah, I don't know how old it is. I've been trying to look up on the internet to try and find out how old it is. I'm guessing probably 80s, somewhere around the 80s, just by looking at it. So, if anyone knows how old these are, then please let me know, because Google has let me down on this one. I tried to look it up when I bought it a while back, but I couldn't find anything on it. So, it's got quite a bit of wear on the front there. And we've got a two-way meter there. It reads the signal strength, and it also reads the battery strength, because it runs off of 240 volt AC power, as well as you can put batteries in it. I've got some here because we're going to try it in a minute. I've got 4 of these Duracell rechargeable batteries. They're D's, because I've only ever tried this on mains power. I've never tried it on battery power, believe it or not. So I thought to myself, well, let's see if it actually works on battery power. I know that it works on mains power, but I've never tried it on battery, so we can give that a go in a minute, see what we can pick up, because it also picks up airband. It picks up the old aircraft, and the last time I had this on, it picked up quite a few light aircrafts, so it'd be interesting to see what we pick up on this, because I'm filming this on a Saturday morning. Obviously you'll be seeing it on a Sunday morning, but we'll see what we pick up on a Saturday morning. So we got, where are we? We've got a maximum and minimum for volume, tone, sorry. Tone is here, it's the tone knob. Then we've got volume. Obviously we've got AFC, radio, PA, and power. Obviously what they are, self-explanatory. And then over here we've got a knob which moves from the FM airband to the just FM, shortwave 1, shortwave 2, medium wave and long wave. Now the last time I had this on, I was listening on medium wave, I think it was, and I picked up the American Preacher. He's going, oh Jesus, God, and all this, everywhere I go with a receiver, even with a HF set, if I go up to 40 meters, I always find on AM, I always find the preachers, they always follow me in America over there. But we've only got a little dinky aerial on this one. This has only got a little dinky pull-out telescopic antenna, and it's been broken in the past, and it's just jammed on there. So it's not going to be the best. Coupled with the direction finder, we may be able to find something, but we'll have a look in a minute. So we've got the frequencies there on this. Oh, a little bit of reflection there. So we've got the frequencies here, and we've got the tuning knob here which goes up and down, and in the middle there you've got another one which is for fine tuning. It doesn't move anything on here, but it does a bit of fine tuning. Now this knob is a bit bent and wobbly because the if I remember correctly, I bought this off of eBay, as far as I remember, and when they posted it they didn't quite protect this, and that got a bit bent and a bit wobbly. It still works perfectly fine, nothing wrong with it, it's just got a bit bent. Now whether that was bent and wobbly before, I don't know, but the way that it was packaged, if I remember correctly, I think that's what happened. So let's have a look around. We've got little handle things here, and let's have a look around the back. So we've got a little pull-out antenna here. It's been a bit longer, but I think it's broken. It broke it in the past. You can see where they glued it and they've done a little thing to it. sort of cobbled it together sort of thing. It's it's not the best, but it because it's only receiving, it doesn't matter. You ain't got to worry about setting it up for transmitting or anything. So it's a Ventura model number 2959 4LW. So this is what we've got on here. That's the model of it. It's medium wave, long wave, short wave, blah 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 blah, FM, air, multi-band receiver, AC 240 volt, 50 hertz at 5 watts, DC 6 volts, UM 1 times 4. So we've also got here, if you want to, you can plug it into a 12 volt supply, so I can plug it into a power supply if I wanted to. You've got AC and DC switch to switch from AC and DC, obviously. Use only DC 12 volt 1 amp power cord. Warning, when this unit is not in use, pull the mains plug out of the wall socket. I don't like you leave them plugged in. And this is where we put in our batteries. It's got a little hole here so that you can you curl up your mains lead, and then you put your plug in there, and that's where you keep it. So when you got it on battery power, that's what you do, you keep it there. So I'm going to put some batteries in here, and hopefully it'll work on the battery power, because as I said, I've not ever tried this on battery power. I've only ever had it on mains power. I used to have this. Oh, the clock's going. I used to have this on in the garage at one point. Yes, it's just got to 9 o'clock. Lovely jubbly. Anyway, I used to have this in the garage at one point, and I had it on mains power. I had it in the shack, a little radio to listen to in the shack, and I had it on mains power. Didn't ever bother putting it on batteries because, well, I didn't really need to. So pull that little aerial up there. There we go, aerial is pulled up. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower you so that you can see that a bit clearer. There we go. I tried to minimise the reflection on this little screen here, on this little bit of plastic, but it's difficult because obviously it's going to reflect, isn't it? Anyway, so let's see if it actually powers up on battery power. Yep, we're on. You see the meter move. Hopefully you saw the meter move. Lovely. So what are we on? Let's see if we can get some aircraft, shall we? Oh, hello.
Boeing 737 Max.
It's a bit of music. I should get some airplanes around here somewhere. There's one.
Seabird 699 Whiskey comes from the ILS at 27
See, pilots and ship captains, they never speak very clearly. They always speak quick, and unless you've got an ear for it, it's difficult sometimes to work out what they're trying to say. And they usually have their little microphone too close to their mouth as well, so they breathe in it all the time.
135 degrees, and that says turning for 355 for me.
Anyway, let's see if we
just stopped and turned around and went, "You that bloke off the telly."
That's enough of FM. We know we can get FM, you know, we're going to find all the local stations, you know, we don't want to find any of those, we want to see what we can find. So now we're on shortwave.
热带滨海的海口自北宋开埠以来已有近1000年历史。1988年，
That sounds Japanese to me.
经济特区，海口成为海南省省会。
就躺在草地上好好待吧。在北纬20度，一个叫海口的城市，所有的景点计划都可以抛开，但是要尽情地享受这园子里的。
What do you reckon? Is that Japanese or is that what is that?
哪怕什么都不做，也很幸福。
1998 yılında Sağlık Bakanlığı'nca yayınlanan hasta...
На очередной ведомственной пресс-конференции в Пекине. Он напомнил, что за 3 первых квартала этого года
Yeah, there is some weird ones about. Anyway, shortwave turn. Not a lot there. Now, I'll just point out, usually when I'm scanning around, I don't do it that quick, but because I don't want to bore you lot, I'm just skipping around to try and find the more prominent stations. If I find a prominent one, obviously, then we'll stick on it. But usually, if I'm just on my own and I'm not filming it, I'm scanning around. I do it a lot more slowly to try and pick out the ones that may be there. You know, that's the way I do it. I'm just doing it quick because some of you are probably thinking, well, why are you doing it so quick? You're going to skip some stations. Yeah, well, I might do, but I only want to get the prominent ones for you lot because otherwise I'm going to bore you just going up and down. And I could cut it out, but it's a bloody pain in the arse to edit all that out. So now we're on medium wave. That sounds like German music. Something else?
Life is an eternal round of delights. Ladies and gentlemen.
Sounds like a radio station from the bloody 60s.
The people who come. Jamie isn't. Look, he's still in some ways a non-league player, as in.
No, football. I don't care about football.
Number of people.
Coveted district in Hollywood, Beverly Hills 90210. That is basically where he was doing. Okay, it even has a floating guest wing.
What? What do you mean a floating?
Well, I think it means it floats.
Weird. Anyway, right, let's go on a long wave now. See if we can find them preachers.
I can't imagine why. Nikki, thank you so much for getting in touch. That's the kind of thing we're after.
Nothing there's a lot about.
Hashtag is BBC Saturday Live.
Let's have one more go at trying to find some aeroplanes. Bit of one. Got a couple on there.
Multiband level 80, free to witness.
Bar clearing 045, when level 80 to 20 knots, may confirm go.
Just up to 5 Hotel, climbing level 170.
Jeez, it's very difficult to understand them because they always have their microphone so close to their mouth. Don't they? They always have their microphone so close to their mouth and
What's 64, shuttle 1 November?
see, trying to understand what a pilot says is, well, I can't get it anyway. Whee! Well, anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this little look at this little radio. You know, this is quite a good demonstration of one, I think. I know it's a bit of wear and tear and the antenna's snapped, but a bit of wearage there. But it works quite well. And, you know, I'm quite pleased to own it. And, you know, I hope that you lot have enjoyed it. Now, there is going to be some more. Every Sunday is when I do these, on a Sunday morning at 3 AM is when I do these. Now, this series it's like I said earlier, it's turning out to be more all to do with radio equipment rather than just CB. So there's going to be more receivers. Oh, they're only going to be old ones. I'm not going to do new ones. There's no point. I haven't got any new ones anyway, so there's no point. It's all old stuff, vintage. So it's going to be more receivers, some more transmitters, transceivers even. I might even go into the ham side of things and show you some of the ham radios that I've got. So if you're interested in that, then subscribe, because every Sunday, you know, then you'll get a notification, push that little bell thingy, and then every Sunday you'll know when I've uploaded. But I also upload during the week on a Monday, a Wednesday, and a Friday. Not all this sort of thing, more having a look around, just seeing what I can find to do sort of thing. You know, so if you liked old cameras as well, old vintage cameras, I've done a series about 2 months ago now, where I just had a look at my collection of old vintage cameras, and we went through those. There was Polaroids, there's 35mm cameras, there's Canons, there's Pantex, there's all kinds of cameras, and I think what I may do for the next series, after I've run out of radios, is vintage vacuum cleaners. I've got rather a small collection, albeit, of old vacuum cleaners. You know, Kirby's, Royals, a couple of pneumatics, and things like that. So I may do that as a series after the radios. When I've run out of radios, I might go into the vacuum cleaners. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. If you want to see any more receivers, let me know. If you want to see any more CBs, let me know. And what I'll try and do is I'll try and tailor them to what you lot want. I won't do just a row of receivers, a row of CBs, a row of hams. I might mix them up. So this week's a receiver. So next week I'll probably do a CB, you know, and we'll go from there and see what we can come up with. So thanks for watching. Yeah, it's been fun making these videos so far. I quite enjoy having a look through them and just showing you how they work and what they're actually like and what my specific ones are actually like, because a lot of the time I get the older ones from boot sales and eBay and things. They've had a lot of wear. I don't go and pay full price. I pay the minimum as possible. So if it's down there for £1, I'll go and buy it, no matter if it works or if it doesn't. If it doesn't work, I'll get it working. They're very easy to work on these, as long as you've got a soldering iron and some contact cleaner, you'll be well away. Anyway, so thanks for watching. Have a great day, have a great rest of your Sunday, and have a great week. Take care, everyone. Thank you.